Comic books. How are they affecting the growth and development of your children? We here at the Anti-Gravity Room do not care. Hi, I'm Nick in New York, and tonight we bring you a special examination on alternative comics. We go live now to the convention floor where our AGR news correspondent, Philip Guerrero, is wearing a bad suit.
I'm Phil here in San Jose, reporting on a phenomenon known only as the Alternative Press Expo. Who are these people? Why are they here? These questions we hope to answer this evening. Jamie?
On a more serious note, I intend to ask no questions. As investigative reporter for the AGR, I will be performing a task unheard of in news media. I and the Hernandez brothers intend to see how long we can sit by the pool and get paid for it. I'm Jamie Malon, and this is the Anti-Gravity Room.
Good evening. Tonight, the Anti-Gravity News team has chosen to focus in on an aspect of the fun book business known as the alternative press. Our on-site correspondent at the Alternative Press Expo, Philip Guerrero, will be giving us updates on how the convention is going. While in LA, Jamie will be keeping us briefed on Operation Bronze, the CIA's attempt to create the perfect tan. But right now, we managed to sneak an interview with Dean Haspiel before he left for the expo.
Hi, my name is Dean Haspiel, and I write and draw a comic called Keyhole. Keyhole is a variety of short stories that my partner Josh Neufeld and I do together, and we have very different sensibilities. So he tells more travel adventure stories when he went abroad to Asia, Thailand, and Prague. I do a lot of autobiographical stuff, and I also have created a character called Billy Dogma, who's the last romantic anti-hero. I also do a comic with my girlfriend called Waiting, which is about the trials and tribulations of a waitress and working in a restaurant. I've started for the third issue of Keyhole a crime noir story called The Big Red Mess, which fans of Sin City would like, I think. I'm taking my art and my comics to Ape. What's great about Ape, I'm going to go there and I'm going to party with people, is that it's geared toward independent comics, which is like networking slash schmoozing. When I've gone to shows like the Chicago Comic-Con, you're always competing with the major mainstream publishers like Marvel, DC. Maybe someone will hire me to do some more work. See you later, Fred. And, you know, have people love me and become famous. And also, it's warmer there. And let me get one here. Thank you, honey. And hawk my wares. Wish me luck.
How are things on the convention floor, Phil?
This is Philip Guerrero in San Jose at the Alternative Press Expo. Well, things are going better than expected here, Nick. These kids sure love the silly little comics. I'm here with Dan Vado. Dan, how are you doing?
I'm doing just great. How you doing?
Well, as I take it, this whole idea, this expo, was your baby, was it not?
Right. I started it 4 years ago. I guess it was successful in the fact that somebody showed up.
So every year when this goes on, I mean, do you feel it in here? You know what I mean? Does it get a little, you know, like that scene in Independence Day where you cry?
Well, maybe not quite that hokey, but, you know, I feel very proud that I did this. I did it first. We did it on our own. The turnout, it's been really good. We wanted to keep the admission at the door low to encourage people to come in and browse. So I'm very proud of what's here and what's going on, and I'm very pleased with it, you know, and I feel excited about it every year.
Thank you very much, Dan.
Thank you.
Dan Vado, excited and pleased. From Zongo Comics, Fleener. And this is Wisdom of the Canopies, about vegetables cooking meat. An alternative comic for all ages. It's a good one. And as I walk through here is Mary Fleener. Hi, Mary.
Hi there.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Tell me a little bit about this book.
Well, it's a book that Matt Groening decided to publish. he decided to do an alternative line of comics besides the Simpson characters. And when I heard about that, I thought, that's for me. So I'm doing all ages stuff. It's about a bunch of little guys that run a restaurant. And there's Switch the Mater D, and Tombo the cook, and Lola the movie star.
Now, what about the future for Mary Fleener? What are you
The future for Mary Fleener. I'm going to have a one-person show at the La Luz de Jesus Gallery next year. It'll be all my paintings, and my paintings are usually large comic book paintings. I illustrate music lyrics like or songs like Tequila, La Cucaracha, and that'll be going to be doing that, and then hopefully my collection of books, The Life of the Party, my autobiographical stories, we're going to get a book deal in Japan or Germany, so I'm working on that right now.
I'm here with Ty and Ian Smith from Zamboni Press. How are you fellas doing? Doing good?
I'm doing excellent. This is one of the few venues we have to actually have people come look at our books, because they're not part of the mainstream, and this is someplace where people know that. Zamboni Press is working on The Odd Adventure Zine. It's an ongoing character that we've had called Mo, Investigator of the Odd. He investigates odd cases that the police find too bizarre for their own files. The first issue deals with town using his ray gun to stuff people. It's filled with unemployed clowns, sloths, and mayhem. Come to the expo, experience Zamboni Press. If someone comes and makes Ty cry, I will give them $1.
All right, there you go. Make Ty cry, get $1. Look who we run into, some very famous celebrity notables. Introduce yourselves for our audience out there. We have
Paul Pope
from Horse Press.
And my name is Scott Mao.
From Horse Press. Okay, Paul, take me through here.
Sweating the comics.
Yeah.
This is the new stuff. The Giant THB. This is my second big oversized comic, and it has sort of a circus theme, which is nice.
Okay, Scotty, what do we have here?
This is P-City Parade in stereo. This is pretty much a thing on based on Lolly's sisters, the ones who are get into more trouble than HR and Lolly themselves. Lots of explosions, all kinds of fun.
So I get here and I have to ask you, what's the deal with Sexy Boy?
I told you, man, there are two takes on a comic book rock star. A, you hate him. B, you love him.
Scott and Paul from Horse Press, what's up with the ape? Maybe we can answer that question someday. Back to you.
So, Jamie, how are things in L.A.?
Well, the Defense Department is keeping us pretty busy, Nick. It's a demanding schedule, but it's all in the name of science.
All right, right now we're going to take a look at Killer Instinct Gold, the first fighting game for the Nintendo 64. It is an updated version of course, the old Killer Instinct. If you like that, you're going to love this game. Let me tell you something. The characters are updated, okay? They're new characters. The moves are updated. The combos are better than ever. And one thing I loved about this, the practice screen, it scrolls a list of all the moves you can do, and it shows you what you're doing wrong when you're practicing them. It's working. Okay, I have to give this 5 Gs out of 5. Why? Because I love Killer Instinct. Why? I love the new Nintendo 64. This game is the best Killer Instinct I've ever seen. My suggestion is, go get like one of those Game Tip Fighters Pro magazines. Learn all the moves, learn all the combos, all the finishing moves, and even then you still won't be satisfied because you just want to keep going at it. 5 Gs out of 5. Killer Instinct Gold. Go get it or I won't like you.
And now turning to the weather.
Nick, we're under heavy fire here in San Jose. I don't know how much longer I can continue. We now take you to a live pre-recorded interview Jamie did with Mr. Doug TenNapel.
Hi, my name is Douglas TenNapel, and I'm the original creator of Earthworm Jim and Project Geeker. My team has worked on a CD-ROM game called the Neverhood, and we're working on our second game, which I can't tell you anything about. It's a big secret.
Doug's going to be showing us the steps to making a game. Step number 1
is animating on paper. This is Eric Saccone. He's one of our animators. On paper, 1 frame at a time. And then we go and shoot the puppet.
And the puppet would be step number 2. Let's go.
Let's go.
Step number 2.
This is Mike Dietz. He's one of our puppet animators, and he's shooting Big Robot Bill.
and he moves it a little bit, each frame, and then captures it on video.
Doesn't look like much for 2 frames, but you do that 15 to 30 times a second, and the guy starts walking around.
And next?
This is Mark Lorenzen. He's our chief backgrounder. Mark, why don't you tell him what you do?
Well, first we make a detailed drawing of what we want the level to look like. And we sculpt it in this plasticine clay and shoot it on this digital still camera that's wired straight into the computer. And through repeated attempts, we get the finished product to look like the drawing.
And the last step is we give all the graphic information to the programmers, and they code our information into a video game.
That's it?
That's it.
Let's go to the warehouse! So, Douglas, tell us about the Neverhood.
The Neverhood is a software company of 8 of us, 5 artists and 3 programmers. We make video games for DreamWorks Interactive.
Tell me about the connection to DreamWorks.
It started with a convention a couple of years ago where we ran into each other, and they basically said, why don't you pitch a game to Spielberg? So I put this game together, just a quick pitch of some drawings and a couple of team members, and we went to Steven's house and showed him our goods. And he gave it the mighty Spielberg thumbs up. Our first video game is called The Neverhood, and it's all clay and puppet animation, and we do it for the PC CD-ROM, and it's available right now on the shelves. There's over 3 tons of clay used. There's over 50,000 frames of puppet animation that we painstakingly pose, 1 frame at a time.
How do you think up these unique ideas?
Some things have come from dreams. One time I was dreaming, I was looking at someone else's sketchbook, and I saw a character I really liked. And I woke up and realized I could draw this character, and it was something I would never come up with, so I kind of stole it from a guy in my dream.
What are some of your favorite characters that you create?
My favorite so far is Clayman, who walks around the Neverhood. He's an innocent. People really respond to him as far as being made out of clay. He's visually very simple, so he's easy for people to draw. This whole piece that you're seeing here took about probably a month to do. Anywhere from 2 to 8 guys were working on it at a time.
Well, isn't that something?
Splendid.
This just in. The Dark Knight meets the Queen. Dark Horse and DC present Batman vs. Aliens coming this March. Top Cow and Image Comics come together to bring you the finest in supernatural happenings. Arcanum #1 on sale this March. Kazar, Marvel's Jungle Hero, swings back into his own regular series, courtesy of Mark Waid and Andy Kubert. Shipping in, you guessed it, March.
You know, I got into investigative reporting because of the danger and the excitement. Are they pure?
PM Eastern, Sci-Fi Saturday.
Greetings, and welcome to a world of magic and mystery known only as Comicopia, my weekly nosh at the world of comics. Picture, if you will, a carrot. A flaming carrot. Flaming like a carrot in Flaming Carrot Comics #1, the annual. This comic gives you all of the classic carrot features, slapstick humor, action, and the mocking of everything about comics. It follows our hero, the Flaming Carrot, through his womanizing, investigating of the paranormal, and all kinds of wacky stuff. This issue includes a very special retrospective by the Carrot's creator, Bob Burden. It also includes Secrets of the Carrot, a bibliography, and extra cool previews of up-and-coming books from the geniuses behind this chilling tale. Flaming Carrot Comics is an intriguing trip to the other side of the weird. It is also very funny. I give it 3.9 out of 5 Gs on the anti-gravity scale. Next, an alternative comic from my very own, very scary town of New York City, Goofballs 1997 Almanac. This is a homemade comic that embodies the very spirit of alternative comics. These people do not do this for the money nor the fame. They do it simply because they are bored. Goofballs catalogs the most odd events of the year, everything from Ben Franklin's birthday to official hangover day. This fan-produced zine also has a farmer's calendar of obscure events and a collection of helpful quotes to help you in life, such as Hammer's unforgettable word to the wise:
"Why buy the cow when I'm lactose intolerant?"
This is the zine for anyone who considers themselves cool. I give it 4 out of 5 Gs on the anti-gravity scale. Our last book is entitled Scare Tactics No. 4. Also, it is very scary. This comic follows a group of freakish youngsters rejected by society. Their only salvation is their rock band, which provides them with a cover for their appearance. This issue tells the tale of Phil, the band's drummer, who until now had not spoken of his past. It seems Phil was the product of an overbearing mother who thought him to be mentally disturbed because of his stuttering. After a run-in with a meteor, Phil was transformed and handed over to the FBI. Now, along with his bandmates, he is on the run while on tour. The writing on this book takes a great look at society and people's different personalities. Scare Tactics is a great read, and I give it 4 out of 5 Gs on the anti-gravity scale. I like that take, Mark.
You know, you can stop talking like that, Nick. We're done now.
It's not that simple, Mark. Once you enter the world of Comicopia, you can never go back.
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, excuse me, Nick, but Bat and Lash of Wolf and Bird and Jackie Estrada, one of Lulu's friends, they have just granted us an exclusive interview. Okay, real quick introductions for everybody here at Wolf and Bird.
Hi, Bat and Lash. I'm the artist and writer of Wolf and Bird Councils of the Macabre.
And?
Jackie Estrada, the co-publisher and editor of Wolf and Bird Counselors of the Macabre.
Ooh, such good titles. Okay, so what does ape mean to you, Batten?
I think it's a terrific alternative to the world of comics where all the great titles and creators that are usually shoved off into like a ghettoized area in a major convention really have their day in the sun right here in Ape. And it's terrific, and there's like so many great titles and quirky, interesting creators that really get it's an equal playing field.
Equal playing field. Now, what does ape mean to you?
Well, I am enjoying walking around the room and finding all kinds of really cool, interesting, oddball things that people have labored over and love doing, and you know, I'm going to be taking them all home and having fun going through them all.
So what is Wolf and Bird up to these days? And is that too much of a Dan Ratherish question?
Well, I will send that back over to Batten because he's trying to finish issue 14 to get out in the next week or so, and they're dealing with Dracula, and they're in New Orleans.
Yeah, but I don't like talking to Batten. New Orleans. How was it, Batten?
Shocking. Wolf and Bird are in New Orleans dealing with Count Dracula and a vampire Lestat type vampire. And it's sort of like a generation battle between old-time Dracula and the new hip cutting-edge latte.
The future of Wolf and Bird. Give us the inside scoop because we want to be on the cutting edge, baby. Cutting edge, baby.
Well, like all lawyers, they're right there on the worst and notorious legal cases out there. You know, swamp monsters, you know, guardian angels being sued for personal injury problems. So you know, like real attorneys, you can't avoid them. They're there.
What about a movie deal? What about that?
You know, Wolf and Bird has been optioned, and I'm in the middle of a development hell.
8 is enough. Adam Rich as a counselor of the macabre, no?
Maybe not, no.
Thank you very much, Batten.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Phil.
Wolf and Bird, counselors of the macabre. Earlier we were speaking to Dean Haspiel from Keyhole Comics, preparing to go to Ape, and we find him here at Ape. Dean, how are you?
Hey, how you doing?
So, in preparation and finally getting here, was it everything you thought it would be? Ape.
And more. It's expanding. There's a comic book for everyone. even for people who don't read comics, they could find something interesting, and it just gets better.
Thank you very much, David, for
Thank
talking
you.
to us. Deanie. I'll call him Deanie. Do people call you Deanie?
No, they don't, but you can.
Deanie. Thanks, Deanie.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. We go where the story is. Unless, of course, it's too expensive, and then we go somewhere else.
Our viewers like to show off their literacy skills, unlike the people who watch Entertainment Tonight.
David Gauthier writes, by what company is Scud created? Well, if you're referring to the comic book, Scud the Disposable Assassin, it's made by Rob Schraub, and it's published under the Fireman Press Limited. Now, if you're referring to the popular ballistic missile, you best talk to the boys at Langley.
You can write to us at the Anti-Gravity Room, care of YTV Canada, Station C, Toronto, Ontario, Canada, M6J 3N1, or email to antigravity@ytv.ca. Don't forget to check out our weekly updates on the World Wide Web at www.antigrav.com.
That's the comic news for this week. For WAGR, I'm Nick Scular.
And I'm really bored.
And I'm Phil Guerrero. Ooh, Dean Haspiel, could you answer some questions,
No,
please,
no
sir?
more questions. No
Please?
pictures.
Ow!
No, come on.
Ow!
A renegade band of futuristic fugitives are about to invade paradise. They're fully armed, completely insane, and only one man can stand in their way. Bruce Campbell stars in the Sci-Fi Channel original movie, Assault on Dome 4, today at 2 p.m. Eastern. Now stay tuned for The Odyssey, SFC Next.